What's up, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Eagles on the Air. Salesian is the school that prepares for life, and we're here in our beautiful broadcast studio on the third floor of the main academic building, bringing you this podcast. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. I'm excited about our guest. I've said it once, I've said it 30 times. But today, this guest and I go way back. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to give anything away, so forget about the intro. The guest on this episode of Eagles on the Air is none other than the class of 2011's Spencer Boateng. Spence, it has been forever to trying to get you on this podcast. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me, man. This is a great opportunity to talk about my time at Salesian. So very, very, very thank you. Thank you is what I want to say for this opportunity.
Spence, we got a lot to talk about. Some of it involves Salesian High School. Some of it has nothing to do with Salesian High School. But anybody watching Eagles on the Air right now is going to get the full Steve and Spencer story. All right, and I think Spencer and I, fast forward, you'll learn more about this later. Spencer and I are no longer on like the Mr. Sallustio Spencer thing. It's now Spence and Steve. All right, a lot of guys here, they're like, when can I call you Steve? I say, show me your diploma. Even after that, I'm like, I wish this kid would still call me Mr. Sallustio. Yeah. But Spence got full reign. Steve it is. Spence, you're not exempt from the rule, though. I hate to tell you, man. You know I love you. But everybody that comes on the podcast has to answer the same question to start us off. That simple question is, what is your Salesian story? How did you come to know this school? When did you decide to come here? And how has it played a role? What was your experience like? And how did it play a role in what you've done in the future?
Absolutely. So I went to Immaculate Conception School, not the one in Tuckahoe, the one actually on Gun Hill. It's been transformed into a charter school now. But when I went there was actually like a bulletin board in the hallway, and Salesian had like a little poster. Of course, it was among Iona Prep, Mount St. Michael's, Spelman, all the other schools. And I decided to take some open houses, and this happened to be just home. So I came here. There was nobody formally. Actually, there was one person that came here. He was a little bit older than me. I went to school with his sister. But nobody really went to Salesian from our school, but everybody that I did know had a great experience. I came to the open house, and it was just a little change from being like an inner city kid from the Bronx, New Rochelle, the Westchester life. It was just awesome. So I took the tour. I saw the beautiful campus on the Long Island Sound. And then, of course, Father Pat just wooed me with his speech where he got us into the chapel, and he made me believe that I will be more than just a number. I'll be a real person, and I'll be cared for because of the close-knit environment that Salesian provides. So that was really it for me. That just changed the game. My parents are first generation Americans from Ghana, so I was kind of the guinea pig, I would say, for my brothers. This was the first time going through the high school process of choosing a school. So just the bang for your buck that you get at Salesian, the great price, the vicinity to the Bronx, it was just a no-brainer for us.
Spence, you're scratching me right where I itch, kid. I'm telling you, because you already said some things, and I'm like, yes. The number one thing you just said was Father Pat's speech.
Yes.
Because I've been sitting in this chair a long time, and as the director of admissions here for a bunch of years before my new role this year, I have countless stories of families that came to school because of Father Pat's speech. For anybody that doesn't know, Father Pat was the director president here for about 8 or 9 years, right around your time.
Yep.
For a little bit before yours. I think he came here in maybe 05 or 06 or somewhere around there. And he gave such an impactful speech in the chapel. Yep. I bet that happened in the chapel.
Yep.
And it was at open house, I bet, right?
Yep.
And countless people have said they've come because of that speech. And I knew exactly what you were going to say as soon as you started talking.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we got you. I'm happy from ICS on Gun Hill Road.
Yep.
And we had such a great history with them. I didn't realize that before the Boatengs came to Salesian that there wasn't really much action.
Exactly.
Because from Spencer on, we killed it at Immaculate Conception.
Yep.
I used to love going there.
Yep.
So, but you came to school here before I started recruiting. So whoever recruited Spencer, we appreciate it. Thank you for getting him over here.
Yep.
But you had a great run, and you got involved in a ton of stuff at school, a ton. And we'll cover a bunch of it. Hopefully, all of it. If not, we're going to cover all the good stuff. But you've done some volunteer work. You played some sports. Tell me some memorable things that you've done while gracing these halls.
So, like I mentioned, I went to Immaculate, which was a small school, small Catholic school on Gun Hill. So we didn't really have a basketball program. So I'd never played organized basketball. So Salesian, again, being that small school, was my opportunity to get involved in basketball. I played for Coach Pete my freshman year, who really taught me the game. Played for Coach Ed my sophomore year for JV. And then, of course, for Coach Moresi my junior and senior year. So basketball was huge for me. In my middle school, I had a teacher named Mr. Wright who told me, like, I'm kind of an introvert, I would say. The things that I've done have kind of allowed me to blossom, but Salesian was really the starting of all of that. So he told me I need to kind of express myself and grow into myself. So sports really was an opportunity to do that. And then, of course, that led into student government, which I was involved in for the whole 4 years. I ended up being the vice president of the student body my senior year as well. So there was great opportunities for me for leadership. Of course, sports, I always talk about how it's a microcosm of life. So just seeing the results of like my hard work, I always felt like I was behind the 8 ball because everybody played organized sports before me. So, but Salesian allowed me to really work and see the fruit of our labor. We won city championship and state championship my senior year, junior and senior year. So I had a great experience like within the sports. And then, of course, with Miss Cullen, I had an opportunity to go to Blythedale Hospital in Valhalla. At the time, I wanted to study speech pathology. So just working with some kids with special needs and different ailments was an opportunity that I really loved. And then I also had an opportunity to go to a nursing home here in New Rochelle. We prayed the rosary over some people who were kind of just bedridden and were down on their luck. So I loved every opportunity to volunteer and just be a part of the Salesian family.
It sounds like you found a great fit for you.
Yep.
A great fit for you and your strengths. Because like you said, you might have been, or you might have thought you were introverted when you were at Immaculate Conception, because we certainly didn't get that impression when you were here.
Yeah.
And like you said, your involvement in student government, huge. Your ability to volunteer at a nursing home at Blythedale Children's Hospital. I went on a couple of those trips to Blythedale as well. Shout out to Miss Cullen, you're right, because she was great and she ran. Hold on, stay with me, Spence. We don't cheat on Eagles on the Air. So, Spencer knows some of the questions that were coming at him. I don't know what his responses were going to be. What was the name of that program? It was something helping.
With helping hands.
With helping hands.
Yep.
Absolutely. I remember the T-shirt. That was like the hand with the heart inside.
Absolutely.
I think I still have one of those T-shirts at my house.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yes. That's why I love when you guys come on this show, man. I love it. I swear to God, it's my favorite time. Mm-hmm. And great people, past and present. All right, and Miss Cullen is certainly in that group. You also mentioned 3 people in the basketball program. You said Coach Pete. For everybody that doesn't know, that's Pete Cronin. And Pete Cronin is now the head coach of our varsity B basketball team. You said Coach Ed. That's Ed Turkson from the class of 2000. Ed was a fantastic basketball player himself, and another good friend of mine. And then there's obviously Coach Moresi, who's been here for a number of years, leading our phys ed program, leading our varsity basketball program. And Mr. Moresi's value in this building is
second to none.
You said it right. But let me ask you a question here. You know what? Wait, hold on. As I try to steer this, Spence.
Yes, sir.
I don't know where I want to go with this next. But you know what? I'm going to go and ask one question here. You had 2 brothers that graduated here.
Yes, sir.
So we had Scott and we had Steve.
Yep.
That both graduated from here. What's the age difference between you and Steven?
9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
Okay, so there was definitely Steven who I'm talking about then.
Yeah.
Okay, quick story. Spence knows this one's coming. I needed Spencer, and then Spencer was the vice president of the student council. If I'm not mistaken, I needed Spencer to come speak to me at a high school fair up in White Plains. And I said, Spence, you got to do me a favor. You got to come with me. We got to speak at this thing. It's going to be about 3 hours. And he says, Mr. Sallustio, we were still on Mr. Sallustio terms back then. He says, I would do it, but I have to pick up my brother Steven from school. I said, all right, well, how are you going to do that? He was like, I think you were going to take the bus down or something like that, and you were going to bring him, either walk him home or bring him on the bus. Because if I'm not mistaken, Steve was probably only in the 5th grade.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So this is all making sense right now. So I needed Spencer really bad. So I said, all right, what if I picked your brother up from school? And so Spencer, he was like, all right, if you're willing to do so. So Spencer and I got in my car. We drove down to Gun Hill Road. I waited outside Immaculate Conception School. We picked up Stephen. I'm at this point in my life, I think I'm like 25 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if the seatbelts in the back seat of my car worked. So we put little Stephen in there with his backpack. We were like, oh, this isn't going to be weird at all, Steve. We're just going to drop you off at home. And then Spencer and I went off. So sometimes when you need someone to do you a favor, you got to go above and beyond. And I consider that picking Stephen up. I reminded him about this about 150 times during his high school days. But that was like literally one of the funniest things that I think I've ever done. But,
It got him into the building, so there you go.
and you know what? He ended up coming here
Exactly,
and graduated. So
exactly.
it definitely didn't scare him away. He didn't show it. All right. So, all right, let's cut back to you. Let's cut right back to you. Let me just tell you that I know you follow us, and I know that you're always close to Salesian High School. Most recently, we saw you over at the golf outing accepting Kevin Punter's induction into the Hall of Fame. Salesian High School this year, and you heard it in the beginning of the podcast, its aim this year is prepare. Okay, in what we do what we do for our kids and our families, we're going to prepare you for what's next in life. That's our aim this year. What do you think now? Even though we say it's our aim this year, you having graduated 15 years ago or so, do you feel like Salesian High School prepared you for whatever life had in store for you next?
Absolutely, in so many ways. I'll even start with going on tours with you. So, we would go on tours and talk about Salesian and all the great things that Salesian had to offer. That's a form of recruitment. Of course, in my career, I was a basketball coach. So I had a great opportunity to recruit families and talk to them. And I would even go back to the conversation that I had with Father Pat when he would get us into the chapel, and how he made me feel special. So I had some success in college. So I consider that a direct correlation with the time that I spent with you. And of course, Father Pat and his speech, just recruiting and talking to parents, the leadership aspect, using my voice and being able to creatively construct things and oversee things and collaborate. Of course, playing basketball helps with that as well. The teamwork aspect, the just having a one goal and working towards it. And then, of course, the classroom. I still consider you the best. It's between you and Mr. Schoner, the best math teachers that I've had. So I was able to graduate, and I still use my degree in college. I went to Iona University. I graduated with a business management degree. So the education that you get here is a rich education from Salesian High School. So everything from me being able to grow into myself and kind of like get my own wings and fly, and the friendships that I've made, that are lifelong friendships, the connections I've made, the access to the teachers that poured into me, that really cared, the life skills that I've learned, all of it I feel has really helped me in my life, as a father now and as a coach, as a business person, everything. I really tie it to my time here at Salesian. So it was awesome.
That is deep. That's way deeper. Spence, I'm not gonna lie, that's like way deeper than I thought you were gonna get, which is great, because I want you guys on here. So we get so many, like, I actually got an email today about somebody wanting to be on the podcast. Another young man that I taught, he's a doctor now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get him on. I just messaged him back today. But that's it. I want you young guys to come back here, be honest, and man, I appreciate that response so much. And that reminded me about a special segment I like to do when the younger guys come on here. I plan on doing it with a couple of the older guys too, but you give me another second without knocking over my camera here. Spence, this is a part I like to take a trip down academic memory lane.
Uh-oh.
In my hands right here, I have your completed Salesian High School transcript.
Okay.
All right. So I love the response right away. He's like, all right, bring it. Okay. Now you stole, I'm going to get comfortable here. because you stole my first question, and I was simply going to ask you who your favorite teacher was.
Yes.
That was going to be my first question. But now I'm going to have to scour through this and find some other good stuff to ask you. And I had some ideas.
I will say what my favorite class, though, even though you were definitely my favorite teacher, my favorite class was Father Pat's senior religion class because it was very practical and it was life skills that, of course, Catholicism was the basis and Christian values, but how it applied to everyday life was huge for me. So I really enjoyed that class.
I remember that class.
Yeah.
I remember that class that he taught. I remember a couple of those lessons that he used to teach too. Do you remember the prom lesson? Do you remember like the end of the year? It was always at the end of the year, and Father Pat had a way. He would teach the kids. I don't know if you remember, but he would teach the kids how to introduce their prom dates to everybody. And he used to show the kids. He used to bring in the table. He used to bring in the table with the dish and the forks and the knives.
Right.
Because some guys have never been to like a formal dinner before.
Exactly.
But you're right. Very practical.
Right.
Great class.
Yep.
Okay. So 4 years, I have GPAs, I have ranks, I have individual classes here. What was your single highest average? Like, what class did you get your highest average in your 4 years? I'm willing to give hints if needed here because I understand I don't want to keep you here all day, and I don't want this episode to be 3 hours long. Doesn't need to be like the Titanic. But I could keep you here all day.
Yeah,
Single highest average in a class in 4 years. Do you have any idea what that would be? Again, Spencer has no idea about this.
Yeah, I have. I need all the hints. I totally forgot.
Okay. The first hint is it was in your sophomore year.
Sophomore year, okay. Oh, was it geometry?
You wish. Hey, good job, Mr. Schoner.
Mr. Schoner.
All right, I'll give you a hint over there too. It did very well. It was an 88. An 88 in Mr. Schoner's class.
Yeah.
You put in work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It was you scored all right, you scored a 98 in this class.
Okay.
Full year course.
Yeah. Sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Oh, man. One more hint.
You know what? I was trying to think of another hint. I was trying to think of another hint, and I was trying to think of who your teacher could have been.
Yeah.
And this is your sophomore year. What year was that? That was, give me a number.
Got to be 2012.
2012.
No, I'm sorry. 2008. Yep. 2008. Yep.
2008. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give the name of this course would not change from year to year.
Okay.
It would just go by something 9, something 10.
Oh, English.
0 for 2,
There we go.
Spence. 0 for 2,
Dang.
Spence. You know I'm a baseball guy. You could still get it right. You could go 1 for 3 and you'll still make it into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, man.
English, let me see. You did well. You had an 87. It was a good year for you. You did really good this year.
Yeah. Man. Was it health?
No, it's a full year course.
Okay.
90 in health, though. I'll give you another hint. You scored a 98.
Man.
It's been that long? This is like a note to myself. You graduated here in 2011. It will be 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So we should cut this segment out for anybody that's been out of here more than like 10 years. A hint at home. Or I should give them like a little cheat sheet.
Yeah, if I know the teacher, I could definitely guess it.
I can't remember who the teacher was.
Oh, it's not history.
No, but all right, it's super easy hint then. You mentioned this particular class 5 minutes ago. Not this particular class, but this version of the class.
English?
No. It was religion, Spence.
Oh, okay.
It was religion, Spence. I've been doing this. You know what? How many people have we done the transcript thing on? And you are the first person that I had to dive in and give the correct answer to. Man, oh,
Yeah,
man.
I sucked, man.
Okay. Last question. All right. Since we took a little bit more time on that, I wanted to. There is something that you did once a year and only once a year in 4 years. Can you name what that is?
Academically?
No, but still on your transcript. It's something that you did once
Take a Regents?
and only once.
No, that's not a Regents.
No, out of the academic realm. You
Okay.
did it once and only once. This is a curveball of a question. This is a tough question.
Did I get 100?
No, no, no. Has nothing to do with nothing to do with academics. Had
Okay.
nothing to do with grades or a class or anything like that.
Okay.
It's something that you did, or I should say, maybe something that you did not do.
Okay. Oh, late
Close, very close.
detention.
No, Spence, you wouldn't have been in detention. You're like the nicest kid that ever graduated from here. Right on that lane. You're in that lane. You're in the lane.
Late detention.
You weren't late. You're in detention. What's the other thing? You were absent once. You had
absent.
one absence.
Okay, there we go.
You in freshman year you were absent once. Sophomore year you were absent once. Junior and senior year once apiece.
There we go.
That's it. Lateness is I can't speak on latenesses because freshman and sophomore year you got here no problem, and it looks like junior year you started walking here.
I was driving with Nick Sadia. I'll blame Nick Sadia.
Nick Sadia, yeah, blame him. I'm okay with that. All right, Spence, let's circle back on a couple things here real quick. All right, I want to talk about, because you and I go way back. All right, and we're going to talk real quick. We're going to talk basketball real quick.
Let's do it.
All right, you mentioned Iona University. Tell me a little bit more about Iona basketball, your experience in Iona basketball.
Like I said, I had a late start to basketball. I loved everything about Iona. It was similar to Salesian, smaller Catholic school, in Rochelle as well. And I just had an opportunity to go there. I had an academic scholarship to go there, so I went there. And I wasn't recruited to play basketball, but I still wanted to be a part of basketball. So I was the manager my first year. That was the same year that Iona had a at-large bid to go to the tournament. We played BYU. That was a historic game. It didn't turn out how we liked, but still a historic game. The following year, I was a manager as well. And then mid-season, there was a few injuries, and Coach Tim Clues asked me if I wanted to be a part of the basketball team, which was obviously a dream come true. So I did the clearinghouse stuff. I got cleared, and I was a part of the basketball team. So able to walk onto the team. And then we won the MAC championship that year. And then that same year, again, we went to the tournament. We played we played Ohio State in Dayton, Ohio. So that was an amazing experience. You went to the, grocery stores, and you just see signs of Ohio State. It was just an electric environment. Ohio has great basketballs. I looked up in the stands, and it was just flooded with red all around. So they traveled well to Dayton, Ohio, and that game didn't go well. We got smacked up, but I got to play a little bit at the end. So yeah, it was awesome. I learned a lot from Coach Tim Clues. He, I think, still is one of the most winning coaches at Iona. He ended up, I think it was 6 to 8 championships that he ended up winning in his tenure there. So when we talk about somebody who is a great leader, who knows the game of basketball, who pushes people, I learned so much from him. So I really enjoyed my time there. Yeah.
And that transitions me, I promise you, into the last thing that I want to talk about today, because I started saying that we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, basketball, personal, Salesian, obviously, and you and I.
Yes, sir.
Spencer and Steve. And you had an awesome opportunity way back when, and you seized it.
Yep.
Okay? Because if memory serves me correctly, you were on the bench at CCNY.
Yes, sir.
As an assistant coach.
Yep.
Under?
Coach Sean Clores.
Okay. And now you then had the opportunity to become an interim head coach.
Yep.
And then shed that title and was the head coach of CCNY.
Yes, sir.
Down in New York City in the CUNY conference.
Yep.
The reason that is so momentous is because I referee in the CUNY conference. And I had the odd type of experience of refereeing Spencer's games.
Yes.
So, first of all, nobody, I don't care who was in that building, was prouder to see you head coaching that team than I was. And I'm officiating the game.
Yeah.
And I kept on saying, man, look at Spence. I'm watching the kids warm up. Look at Spence over there doing his thing. Because I remember you guys when you were a little kid, you were a freshman in my math class. This kid went on to go play basketball at Iona. This team, like you just said, made it to the NCAA tournament. Quite an achievement. Now here he is on the college stage. Not only did you coach CCNY, what year were you named the coach of the year in the CUNY conference?
That was 2023, 2022, 2023.
22-23 Coach of the Year in the CUNY conference, and you know very well there's a lot of really good coaches in that league.
Absolutely.
So that's an incredible accomplishment, and I tell everybody how Spence wanted to actually, if I remember correctly, I don't think you were complaining about a call, but he was like, I think you wanted to like tell me something about a kid on the other team. And you were like, Mr. Sallustio, I just want to let you know, this kid likes to pull on this guy's shorts on a rebound. I was like, Spence, you got to call me Steve for that. Like, I think that's when the Steve thing started. I was like, you can't call me Mr. Sallustio on the court, But it was a great opportunity for me to see you in your element and for you to see me in my element. So, we go way back. I love every second of it. Pumped that you were able to get on the show. But before we go, what else is going on in your personal life?
So like I mentioned, I'm married. I have 2 young kids, daughter and a son. My son just turned 1 on December 18th. So just enjoying fatherhood. I coached Division III basketball for 7 years. I recently transitioned into grassroots basketball. I work with the New York Wrens, which I would say is the #1 grassroots program in the New York area. I would say top 3 nationally at least. I do a little bit of everything with them, some training, some coaching, recruiting, whatever it is. I'm just enjoying my life. I'm just trying to learn and continue to just touch every part of the basketball scene and just everything. So any way I can help somebody, I like to do that.
I'm proud of you, my man. I love to hear all these success stories. I love to see that you're doing well. We do stay in good touch, and I'm thankful for that. And the other thing I love is that Salesian High School had a hand in preparing you to be a good husband, to be a good dad. You're working with kids. Those experiences in recruiting, in speaking to probably shadow days and bringing the younger guys around have all lent a hand in the successes that you're seeing in life. Spence, I can't thank you enough for coming on this show. When you texted me back and was like, let's do it, nobody was happier than me. And you're not an easy man. I know you're a busy man. I don't want to say you're not an easy man to get in touch with. You are. But I know you're a busy man. I know it was tough to get here. So I just wanted to say thank you again.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome. So anytime I can ever help Salesian, everything they've done for me, I'm always willing to do so.
You bet. Scott and Steve, I know you guys are going to watch this as well. So big shout outs to your 2 little brothers and, to your whole family, who I love very much when you guys were all here.
Absolutely.
For everybody at home, I want to thank Spencer Boateng. This has been another excellent episode of Eagles on the Air.